Hey folks, it's YouTube's best kept secret, Mr. B, and today I'm covering my review of the new free MOBA, Genesis. For those of you who don't know, a MOBA is a multiplayer online battle arena where typically 2 teams of 5 square off in a 3-lane tactical battle. MOBAs have never really been at the top of my list of must-play games. However, I am a great lover of the strategy genre, so I've always wanted to find a MOBA where I could enjoy without getting absolutely smashed. You see, MOBAs are fiercely competitive, and with each title, you generally find a super toxic, elitist following ready to berate and downright bully any noob who dared try and get into the genre, which is counterintuitive, I know, but footwits will be footwits. The PS4 hasn't really prospered from this genre, as there's been a few high quality titles like Epic Games' Paragon, which died a very quick and painful death. A couple have managed to survive like Smite, but as a whole, this genre hasn't really lent itself to the PlayStation cultists at all. With that being said, however, Rampage Games is the latest developer to try and buck the trend with the new free-to-play title, Genesis. How does it fare? Well, let's find out. But before I get into the crux of this review, if you could help a gorilla out, hit the bastarding like button, I'd much appreciate it. A brother's gotta eat, you know. So, with that being said, first things first, what's good about Genesis? Not much. From what I've played, the characters are certainly worth a plus point in this area, as there seems to be quite a few which are diverse in game styles. However, you're only given a handful to begin with. A ranged bow and arrow type character, a smash mouth mechanized gecko, a mid-range crocodile with an electric whip, and a mage of some sorts. The rest you can either purchase with real money or grind to unlock. However, there is a huge caveat with that, which I'll get into shortly. The other plus point is the controller layout, which is actually very well thought through and easy to get used to. It's a simple case of press and release your trigger buttons for your abilities and move your left stick to control your character. For aimed abilities, you can either default fire or use your right stick to manually aim at targets. Unfortunately though, that's where this abomination of a game finishes with the plus points. In all my time as a gamer, I have rarely come across a game that has made me so angry with its execution. From the sound, to the voice acting, to the gameplay, to the graphics, everything is either phoned in or put together with a that'll do attitude. And I've said this time and time again, the that'll do attitude has no place in gaming. None whatsoever. I suppose the best place to start with everything that's wrong with this game is the sound. I swear to God, if you offered a hobo a McDonald's lunch complete with a strawberry milkshake, he or she would have done 10 times better job of putting the score together and more importantly balancing the sound. Everything is out of whack. 1 minute the voice acting is really quiet, then the music just stops, then there's hardly anything to hear at all apart from your character repeating the same goddamn sentence over and over and over and over and over and over again for the whole duration of the match. By the end of the first match, I couldn't bring myself to play that character again because the sheer sound of the stupid gecko's voice was sending me into a homicidal rage. It was so egregious that I'm fairly positive it could have been deemed as an infringement on my human rights. Then there's the voice acting. Jesus Christ. The voice acting, I don't know where to begin with that crap. Talk about not giving a toss about quality. Rampage, look, they've tried to put in something different. They tried to put in a campaign mode, but it's almost impossible to play because you're either being assaulted by your character repeating the same goddamn phrase every 10 seconds, or some woman doing the worst reading job in the history of voice acting. And then there's the gameplay. Jesus Christ, how slow do you have to make the characters? I feel like my character's walking on the bastarding moon. It is so slow and boring. There's a fast travel system where you can go from different points to different points, granted, but when you're out of that teleportation stint, you have to walk, and walking takes forever. It is so slow, it's unreal. Worse than the gameplay, however, is the graphics. I mean, right, hold on. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this. This is Paragon from a few years back, created by Epic Games. For all its faults, which it didn't have many, this was a beautiful game. Now look at this. This is Switchblade by Lucid Games, another free-to-play MOBA using cars, which it's cool, it's different. It's not as elaborate as Paragon, but you can see the effort. Now look at this crap. Talk about bare minimum. I've seen better textures in the original Lion King movie, and that was two-dimensional. Nothing, and I mean nothing, looks nice. Even the weapon effects are shy. It's so obvious that Rampage has literally purchased a basic texture pack from somewhere and slapped it in the game like I slap on paint in a room I just want to get finished. Having said all that, however, when you look at the sound, gameplay and graphics, they all pale in comparison to the money-grabbing bullshit that is on offer in this game. If you think Apex Legends is taking the piss, you want to see this shit. First off is the characters. Some are about £5 to unlock, some are considerably more. But Mr. B, you can grind to unlock most of them, I hear you say, and yes, you'll be right. However, the cost to unlock them is between 1800 and 3600 of their purple currency. Want to know how much I got from one match? 80. Friggin' 80. Considering a match lasts about 30 to 40 minutes each, that means you'll have had to have played 13 hours of matches just to unlock the cheapest character, and a minimum of over 350 hours to unlock all of the grindable characters. I say grindable characters because some of the characters are locked behind loot boxes and paywalls. However, that's just the characters. Then there's the skins. You can purchase items from 5 or 6 different categories per character, some of which cost the equivalent of £10 for like the electric whip of the crocodile. And those you have to pay for, there's no grinding in them. I have seen some money grabbing, tight bastard bullshit in my time, but this takes the cookie. Having said that, it's a free to play game, so as overpriced and pathetic as their model is, they're free to do as they wish, because at the end of the day they're only hurting themselves. You'd have to be a complete and utter fucking moron to spend money on this garbage. And that's coming from a bloke who gets and understands the need for microtransactions, and is more forgiving than most when companies implement them. The TLDR of all this is simple. Don't bother expanding any bandwidth on downloading this bollocks, because it's clear as clear can see that Rampage has created a game using the bare minimum requirements necessary to get idiots to part with their money. There is no effort wasted on this game, so therefore you shouldn't put your effort into downloading the fucker, and that's that. So there you go, that's my review, quite damning review, on Genesis by Rampage. If you've enjoyed this review, you want to see more, like I said earlier, give a gorilla some love, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Until next time, thank you for watching, my friend. Ta-ta for now.